Welcome back, farmers. Today I'm going to be talking about Maxi Bloom and why I'm going to add it to my garden. A couple of videos ago I put Maxi Grow on my garden and it has a higher nitrogen content compared to Maxi Bloom. What Maxi Bloom is going to do is increase flower production and fruit production in your plants. Now the reason you start off with Maxi Grow is to grow your plant nice and tall. So in the garden, my tomatoes, peppers, pretty much everything's gotten to the point where it's at that nice perfect size in order to bear fruit and fruit for the rest of the summer. You really don't want too much stem and leaf growth if you're not going to be able to produce as many peppers, tomatoes, cucumber, everything like that, watermelon, whatever it is. You don't want all that stem and leaf growth all summer and then with a couple weeks left in the summer for it to start producing fruit. We don't want that. We want that to occur early on, and then once they're big enough, you want to start adding something like Maxi Bloom, where Maxi Bloom has a 5, so the plants are still getting a little bit of nitrogen, but it also has a 15-14 for the phosphorus potassium. And that increase in phosphorus and potassium is really going to take those plants to the next level. They have already established stem and leaf growth, but when you put this on, it's going to really promote all of your plants to start growing more flowers and produce more fruit. Now, there's many types of fertilizers that you can apply. Personally, I like the General Hydroponics Maxi Bloom the best. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. But I really like a mix like this because I do grow hydroponically and I can use this in my hydroponic grows along with my soil grows. So it's a no-brainer for me to get something like this. So in that video a couple weeks ago, which did pretty well to be honest, I explained make your plants grow faster. Well, the same thing applies when you add Maxi Bloom. Make them fruit faster, make them grow. I don't know if they'll grow more. I don't think growing more would be the right term, but you will get that production quicker. If you're able to get your plants to produce quicker, you might be able to do succession planting a lot easier, adding in more generations into the garden as the summer comes along, doubling your yield. This alone is not going to make the peppers and tomatoes just automatically double on the plant. That's not what this is about at all. All this is going to do is promote that plant to grow those flowers and fruit and do it quickly. Now, if you were to let your plants grow without this, fantastic. Your plants will fruit and that's fine. It just might take longer. And when you add this, you're giving them those nutrients available to produce those things a whole lot easier instead of them taking up as many nutrients as they can for a longer period of time in order to expend it on a fruit or flower. Some of the plants that I'm going to add this to include my cucumbers, squash, potatoes, or sweet potatoes, sorry. Sweet potatoes really need this stuff because they don't really grow above ground. You know, your sweet potatoes are in the ground and they're more of a root, so this is perfect for that. I'm also going to be adding it to my peppers, watermelon, all that stuff that produces a flower and then fruits. Now, this is not going to be something you're going to want to put on, say, a Brussels sprout or lettuce, because those plants really don't need the phosphorus and potassium. All they really need is that nitrogen. But when you bring the Maxi Bloom into play, it has the last two for those plants that fruit and flower. So just like the Maxi Grow, you're going to add 1 to 2 teaspoons per gallon of water, which is pretty standard for both of these. And you're just going to water your plants with it. And that's really all there is to it. You can do this up to 2 times per week. I don't suggest that you over-fertilize because that presents its own issues with the plants. So less is more with this. If you add too much, bad. If you add not enough, your plants are still going to be okay. So it's a lot easier to add more later than it is to take away once you've poured it on. Because if you over-fertilize, your plants are going to die. You're going to be sad. I'm going to be sad for you. And neither one of us want to be sad. So I'm going to mix this up, the 2 teaspoons per gallon of water. 5-gallon bucket, 5 to 10 teaspoons. I'm going to start off with a lower dose because I don't know how my plants are going to react to this. So I'm going to go on the lighter side for this round. And if they seem to enjoy it quite a bit, then I might go in for a little bit stronger consistency for the next round. So I'll get to that and I'll show you clips of me doing that right now. So one of the nice things about this Maxi Bloom is it does come with a scooper. So the small one is a teaspoon. So 5 of those in the bucket. We're gonna add some water. And once I have that mixed up, I'll move the camera and you can see me and how I'm applying it to the plants. It's pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna dump it around the roots and hopefully the plants absorb it pretty well. I'm gonna prevent watering too soon after I do this. If you add the nutrients and then water after, I feel like that really dilutes it down. That could be wrong, but that's just the way I feel about it. So you really want your plants to have access to these nutrients, and if you go add in water afterwards, then it could potentially dilute the nutrients you just added, making it kind of pointless. So I'm gonna give that a shot here, because with the Maxi Grow, that's what I did originally, and after I did it the other way, the second time, without watering afterwards, they responded a lot better. So I added Maxi Bloom to all my plants, and we're going to track how much they improve, see if I notice a lot more flowers and peppers growing on the plants. There's quite a few already, but we're going to come back in about a week or two and see how they're doing. So with that being said, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, do that. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, do that. If you want some free seeds, KS White Thai seeds, very rare. You cannot buy these in stores. They can only be traded for. Follow me on Instagram and I'll send you the P.O. box. All you got to do is send me a self-addressed envelope and I'll send you some seeds. If you haven't subscribed, do that. I love making content for you guys. So I hope your plants are growing just as well as mine. See ya.